guys, today I'm going to show you how I cook my pinto beans. I'm going to be cooking them the way my mom and my aunts taught me how to cook them. So today I'll be using taco seasoning, bell pepper and onion. Also use chili powder. I didn't end up using any of that pepper, but I used salt, garlic powder, and the Badia complete seasoning. Also, I put ground beef in mine and cut up ham pieces and sausages that I got from the meat market. I use dry pinto beans. I don't soak mine overnight because I like letting my beans sit on the stove and cook. So after I get through washing the beans, I put the ham pieces in a pot with a little bit of oil. And I don't really know why I do this. I'm just used to doing it like this because I like to draw out that flavor in the meat by putting a little water in the pan. But that's just the way I always, cook my beans. So I just put the meat in the pan and just let it cook a little bit. And then I'm just going to add a little water and let it cook for just a few minutes. And if you don't want to do it like this, you can just put all the water in there at once and just add your beans. But I just like to take this extra step for some reason. Now, once I add all my water and I add my beans to the pot, I'm going to add a good amount of garlic powder, and I'll also add just a little bit of salt, and I'm going to add my bell peppers and my onion. And all of this goes in the pot during the first half of the cooking process. And I'm just going to stir it around and put a lid on it and let that cook for about 30 minutes. Now they've been cooking for about 30 minutes, and as you can see, the beans have started to soften up a little bit. They're kind of wrinkly, and this is the time that I add my taco seasoning and my chili powder. I like to add it to the pot when the beans have softened up a little bit. It gives so that the beans can absorb the color, and they're able to absorb more of the flavor as well. I don't add the whole entire package of taco seasoning, but it's just depending on how big of a pot of beans you cook. I just add a little over half of the package of the beans, and I guess about 4 or 5 tablespoons of chili powder. I like to put a lot of chili powder in my beans. Also, I'm just adding a little bit of Creole seasoning as well. And also go ahead and add my sausages. And I'm going to be adding my ground beef as well. Now, I used to cook my beans and cook the ground meat before I put it in the pot. But my mom, I never knew that my mom always added her ground beef to her beans uncooked. And so when I found out that she did that, I started doing it as well. And it's It's just that much better. Like it seasons the meat better when it's in there uncooked, because you have all that flavor just you know, the flavor is getting infused into the meat. So I'm going to cover that and let that cook for 45 minutes after I've added all of the rest of my ingredients. And so the beans are done now. That's pretty much it. I like to put mine over a bed of rice and have a piece of hot water cornbread, or just a regular piece of cornbread. Um, if anybody's ever cooked their beans and noticed that they're just as good the next day, and I don't know why that is, but it's like something magical happens to the beans overnight. But yeah, so if you guys decide to try to cook it this way, let me know what you think about them, how they turned out. My mom, she always cooked her beans like this, but she didn't use the taco seasoning. My aunt, told me to use the taco seasoning, and they're pretty good. So I hope you guys join me in the next video, and I will see you soon.